So I hope it's possible to hear me. I'll try to explain how I did the Docker thing, the Docker part of our exam, and I hope I didn't forget everything till now. Um, I'll the format of it will be like I'll try to look at the initial thing and figure out how I came to the final version. I'll be talking about which steps I took to debug it, which solutions I used to, for example, make health checks and stuff, and hopefully it will be helpful to me later when I'll forget everything. Uh, yeah, I think let's start. So, what I did when I first saw services, I realized that first we have to fix Docker files. I checked this one and I saw that there's no copies at all. So I decided to copy everything. Uh, uh, yeah, not in app, but here. And if, as we see, app is besides Docker, so I'm copying the other thing. Just let me. Yeah. So I did this. Now I think that we have all we need on this side. Wait. Close. So I thought about it. We have all we need. But after a while, I realized that our work directories should be one, like the parent directory of app, because here we are accessing app.main, and plus to that, if we'll open this thing and press start in .sh, we see that we have app.seed, so we have to be one folder above app. Also, the same thing somewhere in probably somewhere here. No, yeah, here from app. So we have to be one folder above. That's why after copying this thing, first of all, we have to. I like to first copy requirements. Of course, they are in app folder, so it's app slash environments slash requirements to here. And then how do we execute things? Run. All right. I'll just take it right from here. So now we're running this thing. It installs all requirements we need, and after that, it copies everything else, and we can change work directory to the one above. I think it's something like this. So from now on, it starts from whatever above app is, and it goes into app to call all of this stuff. After that, I don't remember actually, but probably I went to here. I saw that we only have database in here, so I would like to add first of all backend and then front end. Is it recording? I hope so. Yeah, it is. Alright, so we're making backend. It uses build because we're building image from building image from files in here, like from scratch. In contrast with MariaDB, which we are like importing. So here is image because we are importing MariaDB. We are importing already pre-built image, and here's build because we are building a new one. I'll be just copying it from here, but like I think ChatGPT can help with that if we are an exam. Build backend. Yep. So we have to include folder where Docker file is. After that, I included ports. Boom, boom, boom. And to find out which ports I need to use, I went to application, then to main, and I just try to find wherever port is. So as we see here, a port is 8080. So we have something column 8080, and to find another port, we have to move to front end. Actually, I didn't know about it that time, but it is what I spent an hour and a half on. So what I spent an hour and a half on. So now I know that we have to go to scripts and see that here it tries to access this backend for localhost 8000. So here we'll include 8000. And as we see, how I figure out that it's accessing backend, first of all, because it's frontend, what it does, it accesses the backend. And the second thing is here you can see projects, and the same thing is also seen in here. So endpoint projects. So after that, what I want to know. Yeah, ports, and for now it's all. Then I also do the same for front end. I'm not sure if Docker file is any useful. Yeah, I had to hop over these files to find one I need, and it was. Oh wait, it's front end. Yeah, it's front end. So we're just looking for something with port. For example, here listen 80. I'm not sure if this config file was included before. I think ChatGPT generated it after I passed all these files. I think our teachers forgot to include it in our exam folder, but I'm not sure. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I downloaded the wrong version of our exam board. Anyways, here port 80, and as we are accessing frontend from our machine, we have to include any port which we want to access. For example, 8080. It builds frontend, and for now that's all. After that, I think I run several checks. I'll just stop this compose to try out this one. Actually, first of all, let's check front-end Docker file. I'm not sure what it is actually. Have no idea how it works, but like it works. Docker file here looks fine. So we'll try to do Docker compose build no cache. I prefer using no cache because I don't know, it just feels like it never utilizes the same images it already generated. So if you have any changes, it's more likely to include them. I mean, it includes them all the time, but when I didn't use no cache, sometimes it didn't include changes. It's really weird. It shouldn't do that. But yeah, I'm using no cache for that. So Docker compose build. We're building this thing. No errors so far. Yeah, it's built. Now I'm using Docker compose up and hidden logs. Everything is started, and now we can try to access port 8080 from our machine. Where it is here. So that's how it looks like now. Right now, as you saw, there were like different things. They are coming from backend. So the thing we're seeing right now is that frontend works fine, but it's either not connected to backend, or backend doesn't work, or something is not working. So we have to figure out what. For that, I like to use logs. Here you can see Docker compose logs and the name of the image. So logs front end, it's useless because we know that it works, but we can use logs backend. So yeah, and here is an error. It's possible to just pass this error to ChatGPT, but this one we can just read what it is for now, because I think I already passed all these errors to there, so I probably should know. Yeah, it tries to import fast API, but there is no such thing in requirements. So it's in here. We need to install it, and it was not in requirements initially. So now we're including it in requirements, Docker compose down, and repeating this process until everything works. We're just Docker compose build no cache, and after that Docker compose up /d, and we're checking for errors. If we see any, we are dealing with them. So now Docker compose up /d, and let's check backend logs. Now there's another error, expecting starting or URL object. So now it expects a URL of our how it was called of our database. For that, we can go to the, I don't remember what, yeah, database.py. I mean, you can find it from the error, but I think I remember it. And here it tries to import a database URL from environment of this container. There is no environment file, as you see, so it's we have to pass this URL straight in here. ChatGPT helped me with constructing it. First of all, it's nice to have environment in here to pass database name or password. I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean password. That was cringe. Anyways, we're passing password and using this variable to include it everywhere in here. So the link to the database is this. Apparently, ChatGPT again helped me with that. It can do this kind of stuff, but it's really bad at analyzing the Docker compose file itself. So you have to understand what it means. So here it is. This link leads to our database. It's as I understand, here we have our user, our IP. IP address, which is /@db, because it's in compose file and it refers to db container. And after that we have this port and the database name. So now it has references this database. We can try to rerun Docker compose again. So let's do that. First we're building it, then we're running it and checking for errors. So logs backend, and now the error is different. So we did something good. Can connect to MySQL server on DB. So what it means, basically there is no MySQL server, but it's not because our link is wrong. That's because a backend is requesting this, like it's trying to access database while it's still initializing. So what we have to add is health check, we'll just add depends on to backend. I'll just copy it from there, but yeah, here it is. Depends on DB condition service healthy, and we have to. I mean, we added. Not, that's not health check. That's depends on, and we are adding health check to database now. So about health check, I spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to do that properly for MariaDB, and I found out that the best way to find the correct health check is to go to documentation or ask ChatGPT to find documentation and find this information there, because ChatGPT didn't implement it correctly, tried to do something custom, and but there's already implemented health check in the MariaDB image. So here it is, this health check. Now if we'll run this thing, backend will probably run properly, but I'm not sure about that. So let's do that. Oh wait, fuck, I did it. Wait. So now we're building this thing. Here you can see that now database is waiting for being healthy, and container backend is not started before it's healthy. So now we'll check logs for backend, and it looks like everything runs properly. Finally, what about our web page? It's still not fine. So the next thing I'll do is to check what's wrong with this thing, because it's definitely front end, because backend is already runs properly. We can access it, and now we have to check what's wrong with front end, why it's not accessing the backend. So going back to the where it was, yeah, the problem with front end now is that there's no config, probably. I think so. But wait, how did it connect to port 80 actually? What I'm thinking, maybe what this .config file is created when Nginx image is imported. I'm not sure. We can try it. I will not copy this here right now. I'll try to fix it without it. So how it's access pro database? It uses this link. It's localhost 8000, and the thing is that all our containers are in different networks, because they're separate, isolated containers. So when frontend tries to access backend with localhost, basically what it does, it accesses its network, and it basically has no way to access backend except for direct link, which is not passed in here. So what I did, I combined frontend and backend in one network to make them accessible via localhost. So how to do that? It's just I'll copy paste, because I already did that. Networks here. Have no idea what it does, but let it be. And after that, just copy networks from here to here. Actually, I'm not sure if we have to implement dependency to frontend. I'll try to do that without dependency, but if it will not work, I'll redo that. So right now we have networks here, and if we'll launch it right now, there will be an error, because now backend can't access services for some reason. So I just included backend can access database, not services. So backend can access database for some reason. So I just included database in the same network as both of them. So basically, all of these now happens in the same network. Let's try to run it again. Yep. Now we see that it's waiting, and probably when it will start, we will see that backend is waiting as well. By the way, about health check for backend. Oh, we don't need it right now. All right, let's check if it works. We just have to do this thing. Now it doesn't work. So what is wrong? Actually, I don't remember. Probably you have to implement dependency. So let's just stop the whole thing. Or no, wait. Actually, I'm not sure. See database. Alright, probably we have to use prestart sh in here. I mean, from the name it means like before start. So to run this prestart sh, we just have to make it executable. So it's doing by this, and then in our cmd list include these two. This is important. I'm accessing prestart sh in app folder because now we are in the root directory. So yeah, now it's accessing through app because prestart sh requires to be in app because it access. Yeah, probably I didn't explain it right, but I hope it's fine. Let's try to run it without all of this thing, with all of these things. We'll probably have to implement health check anyways, but later. Yeah, let's check if it works. Yeah, and now it works. We didn't even have to use health checks for backend. So yeah, actually, how much time did I spend on that? 23 minutes. Okay, I did it in 23 minutes now. Alright, it's probably 30 minutes if I didn't copy everything from my from like my solved work. But anyways, I spent like 5 hours on that to solve all of this, and now I did it in 20 minutes. Nice. And hopefully it will help you on the exam. I'll move on to the part 2 about Kubernetes right now, but yeah. Thanks for watching. Leave like and subscribe.